clarify.
So the surrogate receives, if the child is born with a handicap, she still receives all the money because she still carries the child to term.
And what if the child is so disabled that the intended parents doesn't want to have it?
Well,
and then suddenly you're standing there with the child?
Well, it never works that way because we screen them so often, so many times, that if there's a problem, we know about it before the 12th week. And you can also
so
do.
If you screen the surrogate and you find that the child is disabled, maybe
the parents,
it only has one arm, and what is it then the intended parent who can decide if she should have an abortion?
Yes, but it has to be done only if it will not affect the health, well-being, or life of the surrogate in any way. So they could not do something that would. It's their choice. Yes.
Yeah, but it's the intended. Yeah, but it's the intended parent who decides whether the surrogate mother should have an abortion or should continue.
Correct.
The pregnancy.
Correct.
So it's like everything comes down to it's the intended parent who decides everything about this child because it's their child.
Except for if it's anything that has to do.
The surrogate is just
anything to do with the health of the surrogate. Anything that might endanger the health of the surrogate, they cannot choose. It defaults to the doctors to make sure that the surrogate's health and everything is kept safe. So if they asked for something, I don't know, a termination that would endanger her, the doctors would have to legally say no. Because it's
the war in Ukraine. How does the war in Ukraine? How does it affect your business?
Well, interestingly, it's more about perception. So we've always had surrogates. All our surrogates have always been from the center of the country or the west. We've never taken anyone from the conflict zones because unfortunately the Russians had occupied areas before 2014 when they invaded. Because we have such a unique way of working, because we work with doctors and we're not owned by a clinic that with what do you call it, a house or hospital. So we can move. We move. So if there's we do it two ways, so that we have the very best doctors doing this, the very best doctors doing this, but also during the worst part of the war, and if God help us, but if something were to happen, we can easily move our surrogates to and their families, because if we move a surrogate, they're always allowed to take anyone with them they want. We can move their families to a different area like Lviv in the west, or we can move them to Slovakia, or we can move them to Poland. Last year, we moved them, all our pregnant surrogates, ahead of two weeks before the war started, because parents were nervous. And then we moved them eventually all to Poland. And then we moved them back as the...
Are there, since the war started in Ukraine, are there more Ukrainian women who wants to be a surrogate or less?
I'd say a little.
Does it have an effect on that?
I'd say just a little less, but for us it hasn't been a problem because we've actually had more interest because unfortunately the traditional clinics that the women had to be there. A lot of the owners left, and if they didn't there were some unfortunate large companies that didn't take care of their surrogates because they left the country. And so everyone knows that because of these chat rooms and everything. So a large part of
So
our
it sounds like that it's a common job in Ukraine to be a surrogate.
not common. It's as common as many surrogate parents in Denmark. You know, it's like one in I don't know what. It's not a common job because it's like parents. It's a special thing. It's something that's misunderstood. It's something that there's still a lot of stigma around. You know, people say, oh, you can't have your own children. Maybe you didn't try hard enough. You know, there are a lot of people in the West that don't understand this at all. And there are a lot of people in Ukraine that don't understand it at all. So there are people here that think, in Ukraine, that say, oh my, maybe you're selling the child. Maybe it's your child and you're selling it. Or maybe, oh my God, maybe you're giving away the child to sell the organs, like sell the heart or sell the lungs. So there's many different things. Like are you familiar with that TV show, The Handmaid's Tale?
Yeah.
Okay, so it gives a really scary version of the future of it, where people can't get pregnant, so they yeah. So, but we have some people that
but do you? I mean, as you said yourself, in most countries, commercial surrogacy is illegal because they think it's violation of the child's human rights and it's against protection of vulnerable women.
Child?
You've probably heard this 1,000 times.
Well, mostly they say because of the women, but it's very frustrating because you can ask our surrogate coordinator and every surrogate I've ever asked. They say, it's my body, I get to do with my body and my mind and who I am, what I want. And no one should be allowed to tell me what to do in my life. If I want to study this, I can do that. If I want to get a job in that, if I want to be a surrogate, I should be able to do that. Now, a lot of countries have religious reasons against it, and even, they have religious reasons against what you call prophylactics, birth control, and unfortunately, unfortunately, the human
But how do you feel? How is it for you? I mean, how do you feel in participating in something that, for example, Denmark thinks is turning children into a commodity that you can just sell and buy?
Well, they haven't done it because this is not an experience that is easy. And so you can ask people that they've tried everything. And they've tried themselves for years. They've done IVF and IVF and IVF. We have clients that have tried IVF 9 times, that have had tons of miscarriages. And they really want a child. So this is not something they do lightly, and it's not something they do fast. It's not like you go to the grocery store and buy a child. They have to go through all this testing, all these documents, all this, it's going to take them a very long time, and it's going to be stressful, and it's a big emotional and all of investment. And it's a beautiful trip. It's very special. And I think you can only do that by speaking with couples that have been through it and telling you what an amazing experience it was. To have someone help you fulfill your dream in a way you cannot. And I think that's something people don't understand because, they're not like you in a situation where they could ask. And they don't know anyone who's ever done it before. Because I ask people and they're like, what's surrogacy? Is that, like you said, is that buying babies? And like, yeah, you go to a market and you buy a baby. No, it takes forever. It takes 15 months. It's so much work.
But it is a little buying a baby or paying someone to create a baby for you. But I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm just saying it is a little buying and selling.
Well,
Baby,
you're paying.
This is what you,
Yeah, I mean, you're paying them for all their your work or all their time and all their energy and whatnot. So there is a financial aspect to it. And people have said, oh, they should just do this altruistically out of their, just do it for no compensation. But pregnancies are hard. I don't know if you have children, but they're tough and they can be.
I have two.
Oh,
I would not do it.
See. I mean, so you can. These are people that like being pregnant, and we have to, all their pregnancies. It's amazing. We had one recently. Okay, this is getting off subject, but she's supposed to give birth like any minute, and she's in the maternity house, and she goes, "Is it okay if I go out across the street to get some Danish?" Danish, sorry, some Danishes.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, stay in the hospital. We'll bring you Danish. But she was so loved being pregnant and so healthy because of all the checking and all the, everything. But yes, there is a transactional element to it. And I think it would be unfair to even do it if both parties did not understand that. Because if the biological parents did not understand that it was somewhat a commercial transaction, then I think they'd be more scared that the woman might have a relationship with a child. And I think that it's important for the woman to understand that she's doing this as well for compensation, so that they understand the relationship is at some level professional. We always try to teach the parents that they shouldn't jump into a relationship. They should be kind of like dating, where they learn more and more about each other as the pregnancy goes on.
But I'm just very curious about how do you feel in participating?
I feel amazing.
For example,
oh my God!
In
Personally, this is the best job in the world, because I am able to help so many people. Yes, I help couple by couple, and maybe that's small, but I am able to help Ukraine in this huge way. I am able to help women and their families, and that's to me such a dear thing. I wish I could, in the U.S. you can't do it so much because they don't even get paid as much as 1 year's salary, and all they do is take advantage of the intended parents. Sorry, but here we're giving everyone this tremendous opportunity, and my only sadness is that we can't do it for everyone because we're so strict, and we have to make sure they've never smoked, all those requirements. So there are so few, we can't do it everyone, but I mean, I do it, and oh my God, we look and they write to us and they say, wanted to send you another picture of my home. I redid this room. I redid that. I just wanted to thank you again. Or they'll say, look at this picture. The parents sent me this picture. Isn't she beautiful? I'm so proud. So, and that is
sounds nice to be able to help people.
Yes.
In that way.
So that is
really
what
it does. Susan, I just have to ask. Yeah, I just have to. My only concern is that I take all your time.
Well, we blocked out this afternoon,
but
so I have the surrogate coordinator, and I have the surrogate here too.
Okay, and should we talk to her now? Would that be yeah? Yeah, to them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Surrogate coordinator first.
Eva, do you have some?
Do you have the translator?
Hi, this is Eva.
They have these cameras. Look, they have these cameras with us. Look, it goes over.
Hello, Susan.
Hello.
Yes, I'm Emma. I'm the other camera.
Oh, hi, Emma. Can you show us your equipment? Can you?
Hello.
Look, go. She has. Look, they have these
Hello,
things. We're taking pictures of you. We're taking pictures of you taking pictures. Oh, there you are.
My name is Oksana, and I'm going to translate for these two girls.
Okay, hi Oksana. We were just speaking, and everyone was so mad. They say that you mad. They say you just don't understand. So it's really interesting because they're really scared because they said, you know, I went in there and they said, are they asking you that they're exploiting? Are they asking you that we're going to keep the babies? And I'm like, yes. And they're like, they don't understand. How can we help them understand?
That's what we want you to tell us. They should tell us that, because my role is to present the most common questions that
Yes.
the viewers in the couch will
Yes.
have. So I ask them in and have a hope that your girls will say they don't understand, because
Yeah.
that's what we want you to tell us.
Oh, yeah.
So
For us,
they should just
yeah.
they can shout at me, they can do whatever. It's important for us that they tell us that, because that's what this program is about. It is about that we don't understand.
Yeah.
You have to tell us that
And
we
see,
don't understand.
I mean, you asked me why I do it. It's one of the most beautiful things in the world. Families send us pictures walking out of the airport and their whole family crying. They know that they wanted this child for like 15 years. And they send us these just like, you know, we see them here, and we have two couples here, you know, one, and they're so excited. I mean, Sonny cannot stop, like, he's like a little boy. He's so excited. He's so excited.
Yeah, of course, of course.
And did you know they bought dinosaurs on everything?
So,
They bought dinosaurs on everything.
that's sweet.
Because
But
he likes, but the point is,
Susan, it's really important.
yes, because
Yeah.
for me,
Sorry, I interrupt you.
yes,
It's very important, and I hope that you will tell the Tatiana that we're talking to that she should really, she can skælde mig ud if she wants to. She can.
Yeah.
She should just really tell me that I don't understand, because
Okay.
that's what we want. So
Okay.
when I ask you this common question that you have heard thousands of times, it's just because it's my job.
Yeah, no,
And
I understand.
hope that you will
And for everyone, you saw it,
take it away. She can.
okay, but you saw in Oksana and me, and you didn't get to meet other people and, you know, all around Ukraine, but we so love what we do because we can see in the eyes of the surrogates that they're giving these families such, and just, I mean, the families just, the gratitude. Addie hugged her surrogate and just cried and cried and cried, tears of joy. And it's just, it's so beautiful from them and for the women. And that gives me such a sense of, it's when can you do so powerful a thing for a family? Very rarely. And so it just, my only thing is I wish we could educate people more. Yeah, I'll say this, but because they felt so passionately about sharing, you know, everything, and so that you would understand, Tanya is free with you using her face. So she's fine with not being anonymous.
Oh, that's wonderful. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
We are very grateful for that.
Well, she
think
feels-
that, you know, honesty about these things are very important.
She felt it was just so important that they see kind of like the face of surrogacy, and that they can understand and see, you know, that it's not just a blurred face, that it's like the human emotions, and that how much she, and just like that she's an educated smart. I mean, you can tell by how she speaks, but
She's a strong woman.
yes, they all are.
Yeah, and you remember we were talking about the misconceptions? You and I were talking about the misconceptions. I know what you mean now. Thank you very much, all of you. And
Yes.
you're an hour ahead of us, so dinner time should be approaching,
Yeah.
right?
And we're very grateful, and and you have to know, please make sure to talk to Addie. Actually, Addie might not know, because a lot of the things we do at Delivering Dreams, like almost no one else allows the surrogates to interact with the parents. So there's a lot of things that we feel are extremely important to a successful and happy surrogacy journey that we do, like especially like we want to make sure they have their own independent lawyer. So we do all these things because we want it to be the best experience for both sides.